what's going on, YouTubers? For ladies and gentlemen, it's the Natural Born Thriller, and I'm finally giving it to you. So, welcome everyone to this TNA Wrestling review. What pertains to TNA Rebellion 2024, this will also be a pay-per-view review as well. So yes. So not only I will give you the TNA Rebellion review, which can comes give you the results. I'll also give you the results of TNA Impact, pertains to the aftermath of Rebellion. The show from pertains to first with TNA Rebellion of 2024, April 20th, 2024 in Paradise, Nevada, and the Palms Casino Resort, I should say, with the attendance of 1,150 fans in attendance. And basically the same venue they were in before, prior some other events they've been to as well. A small venue. Again, they're trying to work their ways up. To eventually they will get more than 1,000 people in attendance during those times. Beforehand, but we'll see. But that being said, let's get right into it. Once I'm done giving you this TNA Rebellion results for 2024, I will jump right into what happened afterwards on TNA Impact. So first off, there was 3 pre-show matches. Only saw 2 of them because I didn't know they did one of them, and the one that they did was the 6-minute tag team match. 9 minutes and 5 seconds it lasted, with ABC, Ace Austin, and Chris Bay teaming up with Leon Slater. They went against the Rascals of Trey, Wentz, and Reed. And yeah, ABC and Leon Slater winning the match. Then we get to the second pre-show match, which features for the TNA Digital Media Championship. 8 minutes and 40 seconds it lasted. Laredo Kid, the challenger, versus the champion, Crazy Steve. In the match, I thought it was pretty solid. Excuse me. And Laredo Kid, of my surprise, he won. And now he is the new TNA Digital Media Champion. So, then following that was a tag team match for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship. 10 minutes and 30 seconds lasted, with Spitfire, Danny Luna, and Jody Dredd. And they were accompanied by some guy named Lars Frederiksen, as they went against Decay of Havoc and Rosemary. This is basically Decay's rematch clause that they invoke, and when it comes to Master Slamovich and Killer Kelly, when it came to them being MK Ultra, that's not a thing anymore because Killer Kelly is now gone from the company. And Master Slamovich needs a new partner, and that way she could get her opportunity for the tag titles. Doesn't matter who wins all these matches, but in the way, it was Spitfire getting the win over on Decay. So as I mentioned, Master Slamovich, where she needed a new partner, because they did a story, coming into the pay-per-view, was that Alicia Edwards is basically suggesting volunteering to be Master Slamovich's partner because Killer Kelly is no longer around, and to take off the offer, and not to be part of the system, but just for it's just business in a way. So it doesn't mean that Master Slamovich should be part of the system. And well, in this case, I don't know if that's gonna be the case or not, but we'll see. But that ended up happening with Mr. Edwards and Master Slamovich now becoming partners to face Spitfire for the TNA World Knockouts Tag Team Championships, or try to say the Knockouts World Tag Team Championships. And that was a pre-show. And let me do something here, folks. Where is the lighting? Just want to do that, just for editing purposes. So we open up the show for TNA Rebellion of 2024 with the TNA Exhibition Championship. That's at 11 minutes and 30 seconds with the champion Mustafa Ali versus the challenger Jake something. And the match, it was pretty good, a pretty good opener between these two, with um Mustafa Ali winning the match, as we figured he would. So it was very competitive, and Jake something really showcased what he can do. Obviously, he's pretty damn good. So obviously, we all knew he was going to be showcasing what he can do in the match. But Mustafa Ali, it was pretty good. And I think Mustafa Ali may have been busted open in this match too. By the way, I could be wrong, but I think he was bleeding in the match here. Ain't the first time we see him bleed before. Last time we saw him bleed in the match, it was against Hiroshi Tana. Hiromu Takahashi, and it was similar here as well. It tends to a match against Jake something here, where he is bleeding in the match too. It wasn't like how bad it was from against Hiromu, but he was open up pretty. It was very noticeable that he was open up, but he still ends up winning. Then we get to Rich Swann being accompanied by AJ Francis as first class. They were up against, well, Rich Swann went up against Joe Hendry. 7 minutes and 30 seconds lasted. Didn't really care about the match that much. I barely watched it, but I just saw how it ended. It was shenanigans with some group of people that were in the crowd. I'm assuming they're also part of AJ Francis group. And there's one guy, I don't remember who he was, but he was involved as well. Apparently he was a big name somewhere in maybe in NFL where I think I'm assuming I forgot. I remember. I mean I'll look it up to see, but um but in fact let me do it right now. I went to the wrong one. There we go. Probably won't take me long to find it to see. All right, here we go. Someone named Marilyn Jaw. I'm assuming that's his name. I don't know. But the point is, he got involved and he basically, pretend he was part of. He's on the side with Joe Hendry, and then he turns on Joe Hendry, and and then all of a sudden, Rich Swann, picked up, basically, also referee was distracted too and all. So shenanigans happened, but wasn't too much of shenanigans in a way. So there you go. And then we get to Full Metal Mayhem. That's a 15 minutes and 20 seconds with TNA Originals, Frankie Kazarian and Eric Young. And the match itself was pretty, is what it lived up to what it was going to be, which is a Full Metal Mayhem with metal objects in the match. You even had EY introducing Janice, going back to the days of the Monster Abyss, with the 2x4 with the nail sticking out. And you also had, I think you also had Thumbtacks involved too. I can't remember if you had Thumbtacks in there, but let's also about the other match if that they have another match. Yeah, I think it may have the other match. But I don't know. I'm trying to remember exactly which match it was that happened in it. But I'm assuming it was during this match though. But in the end, it was we get to a scary moment where Frankie Kazarian, he did his move off the top to Eric Young. It was basically the finish to the match. And it really ended up being a real finish to the match because after happened to Eric Young, because I guess they didn't get to close to the table, what tends to be in the center, and then all of a sudden they got to that close to the edge of the table, and then from there, Eric Young, from the back of his ear, was slit open to a point where it was coming off of his head, and obviously he was gushing blood. It was you see a pool of blood on the mat, and Frankie Kazarian gets the win on him, and then referees, ENTs coming out, and I think you saw Tommy Dreamer come in. Yeah, I'm assuming I saw it was Tommy Dreamer that came in as well to check in on what happened with EY there. And it was that serious. They had rushed him to a hospital. Um, and he was taken care of though. So he still got his ears. He still has ear. They had the so back stitched up and everything. It was scary moment there. When that spot happened, I thought EY was dead. I was legitimately was worried about EY. I thought he was dead because I saw nothing but blood pouring out from his head. I thought because and he wasn't moving too. When it happened, he was his eyes closed. I thought he was dead. Thank God he wasn't. So, um, but Frankie Kazarian didn't win. So then we get to a match that came out of nowhere. It was Steve Macklin, and Steve Macklin comes out, said he's signed a contract, but because he's going he wants to stay with TNA Wrestling, and he said that he everything that he demanded is in his contract except for one thing. He wants to have a match, and he gets a match, and that's when he has Santino Marella coming out, who is the director of Authority. He basically said you're going to be wrestling someone who also has signed a contract, and he's making his return, and it ended up being the return of Mike Santana, the former Santana from AEW, pertains to Proud and Powerful, and the Inner Circle, and who used to be in TNA Wrestling, when pertains to being LEX. But he came in during the time when quote unquote that TNA was dead. Fuck you, Bruce Pritchard. So the point is, he was there before, and here he is. And obviously he was there because of the group of LEX and a tag team. And now here he is as a singles. Mike Santana makes his return. He came through the crowd, by the way. That's gonna be his thing now, by the way. He's gonna come through the crowd, and he's for the people. He's gonna be with the people in a way. Future world champion, by the way, folks. Future world champion in this company, TNA Wrestling. It's gonna happen. Future world champion in Mike Santana. It might not happen this year, but it's gonna happen eventually. I'd love to see him go after the X Division Championship. Maybe he could be the guy to beat Mustafa Ali when or not comes up. Maybe at Summerversary. Maybe at Bound for Glory. Who knows? The point is, we're gonna see Mike Santana making drives a lot in TNA Wrestling now that he's back as a singles competitor. So this match happens. 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Very, very good match, other two. And Mike Santana gets the win, where he posted his finishing move, the rolling dice, I think it was, which is basically him doing a running distance lariat, and he gets the win on Steve Macklin. And it's still based on all what I'm seeing with Steve Macklin and Mike Santana, it's going to continue on, which I'm happy for that, because I don't want this to be a one-off thing. A one-off thing. I want this to continue on, and see where it goes from there. Because obviously Mike Santana versus Steve Macklin, they could give us a lot more than than just having Steve Macklin come out there and wants a match against someone, and then Mike Santana makes his return and everything. So I want this to be more built, and see where the story will lead up to the next time they wrestle each other on a pay-per-view, or wherever they want to do with them. So then we get to a tag team match for the TNA World Tag Team Championship. 12 minutes and 50 seconds with the System, Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards, champions, coming by Alicia Edwards, versus Speedball Mountain, which is Mike Bailey and Trent Seven. And match I thought was pretty decent, and they start picking up, and it's been pretty good. And in the end, obviously, it was the System getting the win. Was not expecting Speedball Mountain to win, because the System, which is Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards, they just won the tag belts. What makes sense for them to lose it, so it was the right outcome. Good match though, good match. Then we get to the last man standing match. 19 minutes and 50 seconds it lasted. This is the only match that was the longest match on the show, next to the World Championship match, which we'll get to. So it was Josh Alexander versus Hammerstone, and this match, holy shit, this was a very good last man standing match. I mean, it's not like other last man standing matches I've seen before, but tends to being better than it, but it was up there to be one of very good last man standing match between these two guys. And in the end, Josh Alexander ends up winning. As I figured he would, because they're not gonna have Hammerstone beat him again. And on top of that, it keeps Hammerstone protected because he didn't get pinned, he didn't submit. This is the last man standing, so that's the only way you can lose the match by not getting up at the count of 10. So they had to give this win to Josh Alexander. So right outcome there. And in the process of it, Josh Alexander got his headgear back. Yeah, there you go. And you get to the TNA Knockouts World Championship. 12 minutes and 15 seconds lasted, with Jordan Grace defending the title against Steph D. Lander, who was supposed to be being covered by Matt Cardona, but Matt Cardona, for those that should know, or that should know this, he had his pec muscle torn up, so got tore of his muscle. I mean, got tore off his bones, I should say. So he's gonna be gone for a while. And who was being in the corner of Steph D. Lander? It was the Good Hands, Jason Hotch and John Schuyler. So the match happens, and it's being pretty good. And then we get into the shenanigans when it comes to TNA. So at this point, we had a referee being taken out. It was a referee bump. Referee was not responsive. Was Steph D. Lander on, like she's going to get the win on Jordan Grace. And then he had Jason Hotch, who took the referee shirt off of this referee, puts it on. He goes to the count, and then the lights goes out. Kind of like this. You look at the TV on here, but basically kind of like this. Again, ignore the TV, but you get my point. But the lights went out, and I was supposed to believe with Jason Hotch, making the count. All of a sudden he stops counting because the lights went out. Unless someone appears in the ring and was holding his hand, which that wasn't the case, by the way, I would have believed it. Or why he didn't continue on counting. So the lights reappear, and there he was, as I figured who it was going to be, PCO. Otherwise, who else could have been, So it was PCO, and there he was standing there in the ring, not grabbing the hand of Jason Hotch, who's going to make that 3 count. So yeah, there goes that logic out the window. So obviously, PCO takes out the Good Hands, and then he has Steph D. Lander was flirting with PCO. PCO don't know what to make of this. All of a sudden we get Khan coming out and attacks PCO, and Jordan Grace try to help, and then Jordan Grace gets taken out by Khan. I think we'll also with Steph D. Lander getting involved too as well. And then Khan was going to get ready to snap the neck of Jordan Grace like he did before with Cody Deaner, with Angel, Alan Angels, and even PCO. PCO he did before too, not once but twice. And PCO's in the process of it sold it, but then all of a sudden he no sells it. So he's gonna do it with Jordan Grace here, and then the lights goes out. And I was saying to myself again, he's got Jordan Grace in a position to snap her neck, and the lights went out, and I'm like, what's stopping you from Stu snapping her neck? I'm just saying. Unless someone stopped him, but that wasn't the case at all, because when the lights appear, obviously that person who showed up did not stop Kong for try to snap her neck and everything. Because again, they want to do the whole thing where lights goes out, lights go on, and then you see someone there, and then you hear that crowd reaction of who's there. So lights come on, and I don't remember what position they were in when between the whole thing, but in a way, and I guess that's supposed to be the thing, by the way. It tends to why they didn't get the job done, because apparently when lights goes out, they're afraid of the dark. So at least that's the logic I come up with at this point. But but it ends up being the return of Sami Callihan. So yes, Sami Callihan. After now seeing what's going on right now, I thought it was gonna be a one-off thing, but that's not a one-off thing. Sami Callihan has now officially come back to TNA Wrestling, even though he was there when TNA Wrestling was going to become TNA Wrestling, and then he has to come back now. And I'm like, okay, what? Why didn't he just stay in the first place? Why did he leave to begin with? Because I remember he appeared on MLW. And I remember something about him, just go having work behind the scenes for AEW. I guess he didn't want that, whatever. Even though he could do that either way, but still, and still perform. I mean, they have Jeff Jarrett do it. Why not have Sami Callihan do it too? But I don't know what's the issue with that one, or But either way, Sami Callihan's back. The Death Machine's back in TNA, and I'm glad he's back. So he helps out Jordan Grace, and Jordan Grace in the match with Steph Denner continues. Referee, we get a new referee, I should say. Cause I don't know how to be the old referee, unless he got taken away. While the whole lights out thing that happened. But Jordan Grace is again the Juggernaut driver onto Steph Denner and gets the win, and still your TNA Knockouts World Champion. And by the way, I forgot to mention this too. By the way, before the match even started, you have the personal consular for Trash by Elegance. They were up the balcony, wherever, watching the match and everything. They showed maybe once or twice as watching the match, and that was it. They were basically a non-factor. So I don't know. I didn't get why they had to show them in the first place. They were not even a non-factor in the first place. So, but anyways, Jordan Grace wins, she retains, and there you go. And I don't know if they're going to continue that program because Stephanie Lander, I feel like she was cheated and all that. Which we'll get to more of that when we get to, the aftermath and all that. I'm assuming that's on that show, or this is happening on the other show. I can't remember, but we'll get back to that. And finally, the main event for the TNA World Championship, 17 minutes and 10 seconds. Moose, representing the system of, goes up against Nick Nemeth. Nick Nemeth brought back the way he always has here before, pertains to being all wavy, spaghetti. That's what people will say. Looking like spaghetti, a spaghetti like a type of hair dude he always have. I don't mind that type of hairstyle. So yeah. But Nick Nemeth brought the hair back, and Moose and Nick Nemeth had the match. Pretty damn good match, and in the end, it was Moose getting the win. And we'll talk more about that too, by the way, which is this whole match that happened. It's something really interesting happened with this match. Because how the match ended, which I didn't know at the time until TNA Impact, which is the aftermath, the fallout of Rebellion. So yeah, so Moose gets the win as I thought he would. Even if Nick Nemeth won the match and won the championship, I still wouldn't mind it. It was a damn good match. It could have went either way, and it showcased very good what both these guys are made of. So at the match, obviously you get the system on the stage, you're celebrating while Moose is in the ring celebrating. Same thing like they did from back for Hard to Kill. Because apparently the system are afraid to get into the ring to celebrate with Moose, like they were before, and here we are again. And all of a sudden, the screen, the Timetron was messing up a little bit, and then all of a sudden, I don't remember how he appeared. I don't think there was a whole lights out, or lights. I think it was. Maybe it was. I can't remember. But the point is, we get Matt Hardy in the ring as a broken Matt Hardy. Tony Khan, you're an idiot. Just want to say that. So yeah, broken Matt Hardy is back. And he attacks Moose, and he wants to be the TNA World Champion. So there you go. That's how the show ended, by the way. I'm glad Matt Hardy's back. I'm glad Matt Hardy, not just as Matt Hardy, but as broken Matt Hardy. Something that we've been calling for the longest time. And for whatever reason, Tony Khan was the one who did not like the Matt Hardy stuff. Of him being broken Matt Hardy. So he give it to us for the time being, for that time. and then it slowly ends up taking that away from us, and we end up getting garbage Matt Hardy with big money Matt, and and then that was bad all around with Andrade being involved as well, and then Matt Hardy ends up being turned on, and then we had Jeff Hardy coming in, and they tried to do the whole thing with the Hardy Boys, with those obviously with their out their primes, and obviously Jeff Hardy screwed that up. And I don't know what's going on with Jeff Hardy of his status of his contract within AEW right now, but yeah, but Matt Hardy's now gone for TNA. He's been gone for a while for TNA, I mean for AEW I should say. He's been gone from AEW for that long. Um, I don't know how long, but but he's been gone for quite a while for you know, and here he is back in TNA. I doubt WWE was going to bring him back. By the way, I mean they probably would have brought him back, but they're not so certain about Jeff Hardy though. So they're gonna play it safe and all that for Matt Hardy, in TNA, and eventually when Jeff Hardy comes in to TNA as well, because I'm pretty sure he will eventually. Because let's face it, Jeff Hardy ain't doing much in AEW anyways, that much because obviously most of it's his fault, but still. But even after he came back, what have been doing with them ever since? They haven't done that with them ever since. So there you go. But there you go. That was the show. Overtains to TNA Rebellion of 2024. My overall rate of the show, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Had it been an amazing show with out the match with Steve, with Rich Swann and Joe Hendry, I probably would give it a 10 out of 10. But then again, I'm not so sure because that Knockouts title match was ridiculous. But that's the I really want to see a match like that happening, with that type of shenanigans happening, is a Knockouts championship match, and it did. Whatever. But there you go. But yeah, I'll give it 9 out of 10 though. 9 out of 10. And I'll conclude your TNA Rebellion of 2024 results. Because now we're going to move on to TNA Impact, which is to the fallout of Rebellion. And we're going to get to what exactly happened on that one. So here we go. So the show from April 25th, 2024, the opening the opener, it was this, I think it was Nick Nunn came out first. Did Nick Nemeth came out first? I could have swore he did. Oh yeah, he did. Nick Nemeth came out first. Basically, was addressing what happened at TNA Rebellion. How he let us down. And then also Broken My Heart comes out and he says, it could went either way. He's basically was challenging his Broken My Hearty character. That was something that we wanted to see, and we respected him to do. And basically says, but even though he's challenging his Broken My Hearty character, he was also being serious My Hearty as well. It was like a mixture of both. We saw we saw how he was dressed up like Broken My Hearty, but also was doing the accent, but also was being serious Matt Hardy too as well at the same time. I liked it. So he talks about he's gonna be he wants to be up in the line from the TNA World Championship match. But here's the thing. Nick Nemeth had a shoulder up when Moose got him got the win over on Nick Nemeth. Yeah, basically at the last minute. Now I don't know if it was done by Moose or it was done by Nick Nemeth in a way, but referee didn't catch that part, and they show a replay of it, and like holy shit, I didn't realize that. All right, so now we got so Matt Hardy says something about you you do deserve a shot of that title, that and everything, which he does because after seeing that, he definitely does deserve the opportunity because he referee didn't see that part of Nick Nemeth's shoulder being up, But at the end of the day, the referee's decision was final and everything afterwards. So that's basically all what happened with that whole thing. And then the sister came out and they started bragging and everything and blah blah blah, and how they got all the gold. And eventually they talk about how Alicia Edwards is going to get gold as well because she's going to team up with Monster Semavish against Spitfire, which it was part of Under Siege, by the way, which we'll get to that, by the way. And as soon as they do a predictions of that too, by the way, because I haven't seen the show yet, so we'll get to that. And then Nick Nemeth challenges Eddie Edwards because I think Eddie Edwards may have said something to Nick Nemeth, whoever, and ended up having a match before later on, which we'll get to. All right, so here we go. And we got Santi Morella and Mustafa Ali launching this whole bola, the how do you call it, the bola box battle, whatever. Basically, these wrestlers coming in and adding votes of who should get who should get a shot against Mustafa Ali for the X Division Championship. That's basically what it was. And they was doing this all night, and Jason Hodge was ejected because I guess he voted Mustafa Ali against himself. Basically Mustafa Ali against Mustafa Ali because he voted for Mustafa Ali. Like that. So I take it on based on Jason Hodge's character is that he's a dumbass. But again, he ended up having a kid, so with his wife obviously, but so I don't know. I don't know, folks. I don't know how to explain how his character was being portrayed here right now. I thought that was dumb. But anyways, oh yeah, Jordan Grace. She came out to be interviewed by Gia Miller, which is the Rebellion, and she talked about retaining her title. Oh no, actually it was an interview backstage. I should say, yeah, an interview backstage. And she said, she it was not how she expected her match to go down, and like I was not expecting that either because I'm pretty sure if Mark Cardona was still there, that's probably how it was still when it went down. But because Matt Cardona still went down, they still ended up booking the match either way like that because that's basically all Matt Cardona's matches, and along with Steph Lander. Even without Matt Cardona was there, this stuff that TNA always do either way when it comes to how they book these type of matches. Yeah. Well, Jordan Grace says that she's spoken to Jim Miller about Rebellion and made it through her match, not knowing what's going to go down. And she talks about how she's going to be facing one of the best women's wrestlers out there in Miyu Mayashida, and then she was there. She was actually there. She confronted her and all that, and they look at each other face to face and all that. And like, I can't wait for this match. And the match that happened, I won't talk about that match when we get to it. Then we get to the first match of at the Rebellion that happened. Mike Santana versus Myron Reed of the Rascals. And he had Rascals out there too as well. Match ends up being pretty decent with Mike Santana winning with the rolling dice. After the match though, you see Santana celebrate, and then Steve Macklin comes out, and he basically wants the Rascals coming on to help him jump Steve Macklin. And the Rascals, they were doing so, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Psych, we're leaving," because they don't want nothing to do with him anymore. And Macklin gets in the ring and attacks Santana, but then Santana got the better of him, and then he retreated, and that was it. And then talk about this again. Was Steve Macklin? He resigns with TNA Wrestling. So there you go. Stephanie Lander, she and Kong was there. This what happened at Rebellion was basically Stephanie Lander said it was a Las Vegas screw job, and then Kong says that he's not done with a PCO, And basically, they made a match for on the Siege where it's going to be Steph Denander and Kong versus Jordan Grace and PCO. And folks, get ready for have some more of lights out, lights outs, lights off, lights on, I should say. Get ready to have more lights off and lights on, and shenanigans in that match too. I guarantee you, we're gonna see the Good Hands get involved. We're gonna see Sami Callihan get involved. We're gonna be seeing I can't say PCO because he's right in the match. We're gonna see a whole lot of shenanigans going along in that match. So it would not surprise me if that's where we end up getting at Under Siege, which I haven't seen yet. So, so then we get to Josh Alexander. He came out and basically talks about his battle with Hammerstone that led to Rebellion, and now he's got that out of the way. Now he's focusing on moving forward, and that's the TNA World Championship. And also, Frankie Kazarian comes out and says that, well, you didn't win your match too at Rebellion. I did too, and also Josh Alexander said, well, let's fight then. Let's have a match right now. And then Frankie Kazarian's like, nope, not my time. Basically, it's how he said to Bobby. Frankie Kazarian says, don't work for me, brother. Wow. And also, Santana Marella comes out and he makes a match. He said it's gonna happen. Doesn't matter if they are just compete. They're gonna wrestle, and sure enough they were wrestling, and it was being pretty good. In the end, it was. At first you had some shenanigans. With Frankie Kazarian, he trying to cheat. He brought a steel chair and a steel chain with him. So a steel chair was a ploy for the referee to take it away from him, and then he could miss the chain. Also, Eric Young comes in and then takes the chain from him. So I'm glad Eric Young looking great, by the way. He looks fine. He took the chain, by the way, and Frankie Kazarian is like, he drops down. He's basically pulling an egg roll, like cheating steel. And then Eric Young sees being caught by the referee. Referee tells him to get out, or he's going to squad fight Josh Alexander, and then also Josh Alexander gets the better of Frankie Kazarian. Frankie Kazarian was too busy was like, yeah, haha, you get ejected, and then he gets caught by Josh Alexander in the ankle lock, and then right there, Josh Alexander wins because Eric Young was a big part of that whole thing of stooping out there and Frankie Kazarian being distracted, and now. And I guess that's going to be the continue on the feud between Frankie Kazarian and Eric Young. I think also we're gonna have a tag match too at on the stage. I'm assuming. I guess we'll find out later on of it. But anyways, that was that match. Now I don't know if that means if Josh Alexander is now going to get a shot at the TNA World Title, because again it was about going after the TNA World Title. They never said it was gonna be a number contendership match, so I don't know. We'll see what they'll do with this. Either way, but eventually because we need a new challenge for Moose for the TNA World Title. So, Jake something and Santana Marella have a little discussion. Also, you had Cody Deaner as well there, as Cody Deaner submitting his ballot. Yeah, that's the word I was trying to use. The ballot that was doing. What they call it again? Yeah, the ballot box. That's what it was. The ballot basically the vote in a way. So yeah, like I said, Cody shows up and puts his vote into the ballot. Hammerstone shows up and he's aggressively pissed off because he wants to talk about what happened at Rebellion. Jake something was hey, show some respect and everything, right? And then Hammerstone was like, here's your respect, pushes him over, and then Center makes an announcement for the match between Jake something and Hammerstone at Under Siege. I'm like, oh, come on. Oh, and you know what? I'm fine with that. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't wait to see how that match looks. And there you go. We get AJ Francis, Rich Swann, and Bun B. Yeah, Bun B. That's his name. Who he is, don't ask me. I don't know. But First Class was there. And basically, they were interviewed by GM Miller. After happened at Rebellion. And all of a sudden, it's talking about this whole thing happened at Rebellion when Chance to take care of Joe Hendry. All of a sudden, GM Miller says, say his name, and all of a sudden he appears. I don't know how he appeared. Apparently, he means magic to appear, wherever. So Joe Hendry says that he promised an apology, and he's going to do so on the next Impact Wrestling show, which we'll get to, by the way. So here we go. Not the apology thing. I'll talk about what things in the next Impact Wrestling show. I'll talk about that. So TNA Impact, like I say, TNA Impact on this TNA Impact show. The personal concierge announces trash by elegance because she's gonna have a match against Sarah Brookside. This is the rematch. And match happens, and Trash by Elegance once again looks like fucking awful in the match. She's fucking garbage. She's fucking trash in the match. Like holy shit, man. I don't even against Sarah Brookside, who's pretty damn good. Sarah Brookside is a good wrestler. She's basically in this match, make her look good. Not even by Sarah Brookside making is trying to make her look good, taking all these bumps and everything. She still looks like fucking trash. And the right outcome happened, by the way, because also we get the personal concierge was passing on these jewelries, brass knuckles in a way that I'm assuming that's how it looked, to ask to Trash by Elegance. She's going to music, but the referee catches her, and then takes it away from her, and Cyberbrooks cuts her off guard and rolls her up, and gets the win. And then I was like, yeah, finally she loses. I popped like I wanted to pop in that impact zone. And obviously we're gonna get another match of these two. I don't know if that on the siege, maybe it's on the siege. I don't know. I gotta see how the card looks first, and then I'll get back to you guys on that. But I guess we'll find out about that. Well, let me see what time it is. Okay, so then we get to the Good Hands. They arrive. Trash talking about Sammy Callahan in Las Vegas, and then the match happens between Sammy Callahan versus the Good Hands. I guess Sammy Callahan and the man having a 2-on-1 handicap match, so he ends up getting it. He was getting the upper hand, and then in the middle of it, he was getting taken down, and then also he bounces back up, to get back on track, and he gets the win. Obviously, I knew he was going to win, even against these two guys that have been treated like nothing but enhancement talents. They're with them being good hands, they're nothing but good enhancement talents. So, Steve wins. There you go. Steve Macklin approaches Frankie Kazarian with a proposal, but Frankie Kazarian remind him of their past, and they share an issue with common enemies, and I guess we'll see how that works out. So I'm assuming it's gonna be a match for on the stage. I'm assuming we'll see. All right, so here are the matches so far that are announced for Under Siege. PCO and Jordan Grace versus Stephen Ender and Kong. The System with Alicia Edwards, which is gonna be Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers versus I guess Moose is in it too. Okay, so Moose is going. Basically, it's the entire System. Moose, Eddie Edwards, and Brian Myers. Okay, so I guess Moose is not defending the title then. Okay. But they're gonna be going against Nick Nemeth and Speedball Mountain. But that ends up not being the case, which we'll get to. The next TNA Impact show we'll get to. Hammerstone versus Jake something. I'm looking forward to that match, by the way, folks. I can't wait for that match. Spitfire versus Alicia Edwards and Marsha Slamovich. So the matches that are announced so far. So far, it's been there's a lot of tag team matches going on, by the way, folks. Now I don't know if someone is on the pre-show. I don't know, but we'll see. And finally, the main event. Eddie Edwards versus Nick Nemeth. Match happens and it's been pretty good. And I can't remember if the System was out there too, by the way. Which is Brian Myers and Alicia Edwards. Oh yeah, actually they were out there for Eddie Edwards. But in the end, it was Eddie Edwards getting the win. because Moose got involved by the way, because Moose came in out of nowhere because referee being distracted by being distracted by Brian Myers and Ryan Nemeth fight back you know from from the guardrail. Which by the way, Ryan Nemeth, the brother of Nick Nemeth was there by the way. Now I don't know what's going on with Ryan Nemeth's status for AEW's contract whatever. Because remember, Ryan Nemeth is part of AEW. I don't know if he quietly left AEW. I don't know. I really don't know. But the fact that they have him on screen for numerous of times, from Rebellion, and I also remember his dad was there too. By the way, I forgot to mention that part for Rebellion. His Ryan Nemeth and their dad were there just to see if Nick Nemeth was gonna win, but obviously that didn't happen. But either way, I don't know if Ryan Nemeth is gonna be part of TNA as well. I hope not. I don't see any value in this guy. Only value I see coming out of that Nemeth family is Nick Nemeth, not Ryan Nemeth. I see Ryan Nemeth's height was in the AW, non-press, nothing special, nothing unique, nothing to look at. Is he a bad wrestler? No, but he's no Nick Nemeth. He doesn't have it like how his brother Nick Nemeth does. So I hope that's not the case. That they're gonna bring him in. Then again, AEW is not doing anything much with him either. So, anyways, Moose did get involved. He did take out Nick Nemeth, and then AEW took advantage of it, and then got the win. After the match, the system they really attacked Nick Nemeth. They was holding back Ryan Nemeth to try to help, and then they used a steel chair to basically take a shot of his head and whatever else they did to him, and that was it. And then we had some else come out. I think it was Speedball. Speedball Mountain came out for the save, but obviously it was too late. And then they allowed Ryan Nemeth to get in the ring to help out his brother. Okay, whatever. So there you go. That was the show, and that'll conclude your TNA Impact results from April 24th or 25th, I think it was, 2024. When it comes to the fallout of Rebellion. So let me see the total amount of wrestling that happened. 5 matches. Okay, it was the 25th of April. Okay, but yeah, 5 matches were the total of. And my overall score for the show, I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a good show for what it was, especially when it comes to the fallout. So there you go. So that being said, folks, I'm gonna wrap up from there. So thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of this back-to-back TNA results, which pertains to 1 for Rebellion and 1 for Impact. So that being said, folks, I'll do the other real review of the TNA Impact results as well, which has to come show for Under Siege. So that being said, and after that, I'll also give you your TNA Under Siege preview as well. So there you go. So that being said, it's the Natural Born Driller. As I say, peace on the streets, all you be well. Stay safe. Take care of everything that's going on in the world. And that being said, I'm out here. Ta-ta for now. As I bid you all an abdu with a little goodbye and good night. Because I will upload on that time. So there you go. Just since I said that. So, but there you go, folks. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. And God bless. And fuck Bruce Pritchard.